Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Big Bad Evil Girls, the original 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons campaign set in the Forgotten Realms, in which all 5 of our players portray evil goddesses who have been stripped of their power and banished to the mortal realm. My name is Megan, my pronouns are she, her, and I will be your dungeon master for today. We are streaming live on Twitch currently, and this episode will also be available in video on demand and on my YouTube channel, and also in audio form on my podcast sometime in the next few days. First things first, I want to mention that we had audio issues for our last episode. So if you're confused that that we went straight from episode 1 to episode 3, don't be confused. That was just an audio issue. And I'm having an issue right now at the moment. One moment. Sorry about that. Okay. So I apologize for the audio issues. Our audio did not get captured in the last episode. So if you're wondering why we went straight from episode 1 to episode 3, don't worry. You didn't miss. You're not missing something. It just didn't get recorded. And before we start, another important announcement. I want to thank May, who plays Dendar in our group, for handling the tech issues and setting up this lovely stream that you are currently, or this lovely overlay that you are currently watching.
So good.
Thank you, May. It looks amazing. I just finally looked at it and I'm like, whoa, it looks so good.
Yes, so thank you very much for creating the overlay. Thank you for handling the tech stuff, and you are a wonder. Thank you. All right, so moving on, I am going to recap for the players and for everybody who missed episode 2, recap what happened in the last episode, and then I'm going to set the stage for episode 3. So in our last session, the characters traveled across the Lake of Dragons from the city of Westgate to the trading town of Proskur on the lake's western shore, seeking information about the Pool of Memory, which is a sacred shrine they're hoping might hold the key to unlocking the truth of their identities. Along the way, they passed a colossal statue on a small island, and the statue had collapsed into the lake itself. After a fight with some merrow, and after claiming some lovely trinkets, including Umberlee's new Horn of Thunder, they eventually reached the town of Proskur around midnight. Unfortunately, the town was completely full up. There was a wizard conference going on. The wizards had gathered to discuss what to do about the growing influence of the Chainer warlocks. So the inns were full, but that didn't deter our heroes. They went right up, marched into one of the rooms, and claimed it for themselves. But that night, while everybody in town was sleeping, Dendar had a vision of the same winged man that the other women have been dreaming about. As she was experiencing this frightening vision, the wizards of Proskur began to cast spells in their sleep, summoning nightmarish creatures out of thin air. But thanks to our heroes, thanks to their bravery and quick thinking, the sleeping wizards were awoken and the nightmares were dispatched. And that is where we left off last time. But about 2 days have passed since then. The morning after the nightmare attack, you all visited Kebbel the Tiefling, the owner of Kebbel's Fine Books. He found a book of Shadar-kai poetry, translated into Common, which told the story of an old woman searching for the Pool of Memory. She traveled through the Gloomwall Gap in the Sunset Mountains and through something called the Amethyst Door to reach the Pool of Memory. With this information in hand, you decided to travel to the village of Gloomwall at the entrance of the Gloomwall Gap. The journey would take about a week on foot, but fortunately the Proskur Stable Masters Guild offered to loan you some horses to carry you along the next leg of your journey, as thanks for saving the town from the wizard's nightmares. So you've been traveling for a full day when you decide to make camp for the night at a point where the river bends northward. To reach Gloomwall, you'll need to continue north along the river until you come to a ferry, then cross and head west towards the mountains. You've decided to camp within a copse of trees on a low hilltop. And let me get you to there on the map so you can all see where you are. One moment. Okay, so you'll notice I jumped you ahead in time a little bit from last time. Can you all see yourselves?
I'm just on the first page with the tokens.
Yes, not on the map yet, but can see ourselves.
Oh, I looked at I moved myself and didn't move you. Not that. There you go.
All right.
Hey, there we are.
So you see your little campsite?
Yep.
Okay. So do you want to set like an order of watch for the night
Sure.
to keep an eye out?
Yeah. Why not?
I'm happy to take first watch if nobody objects.
Okay.
Who wants to go second?
I'll take second.
I only need 4 hours.
So you want to take the first half of the night then, Anne?
Yes,
Lol,
I could
sorry.
do that.
Who's Anne? I don't know. Lol.
Oh, man.
And I love nighttime, so and I like looking at things. Maybe I'll hang out in the tree as a spider or something.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Maybe I'll be asleep in the tree.
So Lolth, as you're on your watch while the others are sleeping snug in their bedrolls, you hear the sound of horse footsteps coming along the path to the south, or to the south and to the east. And peeking out from between the leaves, you can see what appears to be a small detachment of chainers traveling on horseback.
Uh-oh.
Can you tell me where the path is? Is it on the map and I just can't see the edge of it?
So it goes around. It sort of curves around this hill on which you're camping.
All right.
So your campsite is situated among the trees up on top of a small hill. You yourself are hiding in the branches of those trees, looking down the hill, and you can see that there is this a group of chainer soldiers and a chainer and a young woman dressed in white robes who you recognize from when you were in Westgate as sort of like one of their clerics. And they're traveling together on horseback slowly along this pathway, heading in the same direction that you are heading. But from your vantage point, from where you are, they can't see you unless you make yourselves known.
All right. So which of my fellow party members is not a spellcaster, so I could wake them up with impunity?
I mean, I have some spells, but like probably the least amount of spells of the squad.
Oh, is everyone a spellcaster?
Not technically spellcaster.
What does that mean?
Also not technically a spellcaster.
Well, I meant like yeah, I just don't want to interrupt anybody's sleep so if they need it. So I might just let them carry on.
I'm good. I assume that we've long rested, so I'm
okay.
set.
All right. Well,
yeah,
I will,
it's been a full night since you last did any spell casting, so you would all have your spell slots anyway.
Gotcha.
All right. So I then can wake up. I'll wake up Umberly and be like, "Do we want to ambush a bunch of chainers?"
I feel like, God, the pirate in me says yes. The logical part of me says we should probably see where they're headed and maybe follow them. And then if they become more of a threat, we can get the jump on them.
Though they're probably just taking the path and we can follow them in the morning. Though they are, what time of day? I know it's nighttime, but is it like 2 a.m. or?
Yeah, it's about that time, midnight.
So it's kind of a weird time to be traveling.
Yeah, no, they must be wanting to get wherever they're going fairly quickly if they are traveling this late at night.
Okay. I can't. But I'm okay with letting them go by. So we can get.
You want to kill them, Anne? Is that what you said?
I always want to.
Lolth wants to kill them.
Especially if they're not expecting us, that's the best time to kill somebody.
As you're discussing what to do, you start to hear their voices sort of carrying up, and you can hear them talking if you move a little bit closer.
Let me look at my stats before I move closer.
I have stealth, so I can get close enough to eavesdrop, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
If you want to move to like here, you should be able to hear them.
Yeah,
Maybe
just
here.
as close as I can get in here. And my perception is pretty good as well, I think.
Okay. Do you want to do a stealth check?
Sure.
Oh, very good. So you rolled a 19 for stealth. So you can move. Can you move yourself, Lolf?
I can try. Okay.
I don't have control of my icon, if that is any indication.
I can't seem to move it either.
Yeah, I can't move it.
Okay, just a moment. All right, Lolf, you can. Oops. Lolf, you should be able to move yourself now.
It could also. I'm using a touchpad, so. Oh, yep. Now I am. Like here. Oh shoot.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna eavesdrop, and I'm gonna have my spell web. I forgot I could web them. Oh my god, I want to web them. But I will wait and hear what they have to say first.
So as you're eavesdropping, you hear the one who appears to be in command speaking to the others, and they are discussing. It sounds to you from what you can hear that they are basically on a patrol looking for some wanted criminals. And based on the descriptions, the criminals that are involved are 4 women suspected of causing a riot in Westgate.
Damn it.
Ooh, sounds familiar.
That wasn't us that caused it. It was the underground people, right? We just sat there.
That's a matter of perspective.
We were watching.
I'm
we did not.
I'm gonna totally I should alert my party, but I'm gonna tell Umberly I'm about to web these guys.
Umberly goes, you're gonna what? What's happening?
I'm gonna web these guys, so you might want to wake everybody up.
Umberly's just like slapping whoever's closest. Hey, something's happening.
I want to.
What is the range on web? Is it 30 feet?
Excellent question. I'm gonna look.
You should all have control of your characters right now, by the way.
Thank you. Yep, looks like it.
Yay.
60 feet.
60 feet, yeah, so you can hit them from where you are.
Okay, I'm gonna web them. I'm so
Okay,
excited.
go for it.
I'm sorry, guys, if you didn't want to attack them. I'm like, yes.
She just wants an excuse to web somebody.
Yeah, in the middle, I'm like I'm creeping up at them in the night so I can get them in their web. I don't know
You
that
can
I could
move closer if
stop
you
myself.
want. You already succeeded on your stealth check. If you want to move closer, you can.
Well, there's no advantage really for me to move closer. That just makes it easier for them to get me. All right.
But you guys want to move into position? But do you want to move into position before she webs?
And Donna's going to take a nice little good vantage point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Climbing
I
in
suppose
the bushes,
so.
in the trees.
This interrupts my beauty sleep, but so be it. I will move over here.
I think I'm gonna just sort of stay here. I'm not fond of the chainers, so I don't mind being woken up to to deal with them.
All right. Well, if you wanna do the honors?
Okay, so do I need to target them?
No.
Or do I just cast
Just
it?
cast it. Just cast it.
Okay.
Then we got the initiative order up. Okay, so I need to roll for them. I need to roll for them for their saving
I
throws.
probably
Why don't
should
you
have,
guys? You guys can all roll for your initiative.
Let's see if this works. Oh, good, it does.
Hey, I'm still sleepy.
Dendar's wide awake. She's all for this. Not 20.
Big sleepy over here as well.
I just realized I have a bigger bedroll. That's so thoughtful. Thank you.
Oh, well, you're much bigger.
Accommodate my height.
That's so funny.
Wait, what?
Lady gets the biggest big roll.
On the map, Tiamat has a bigger bedroll than all of us.
Oh, that's cute. That is cute.
That is
Truly
cute.
adorable.
I love it. That's so cute.
All right, let's do some savings throws. So, web is a dexterity saving throw, right?
That's what it says, yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm so excited.
Okay, so from your position of hiding, Alal, you summon up, you channel the power of the Underdark, and you cast your web spell against these completely unprepared chainers standing on the ground below you. Unfortunately, they do pretty well in terms of their saving throws. So
even though they're flat-footed.
Mm-hmm. So the sergeant and the novitiate both succeed in their saving throws, but the two soldiers are webbed. So the two guys on top, they're webbed.
All right. I communicate to my fellows that my web is flammable.
Ooh.
So
Good to know.
don't cast fire on it because it will free them.
And Dendar, you're up first.
She's gonna be throwing some psychic blades at.
Oh, actually,
boy number 1. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, the webs are flammable, and if you cast fire on them, it'll deal damage to them. So you can cast fire.
nice.
Yes, that too.
That's good.
Well,
I think
it'll
like
deal
might-
damage.
And then
If
free
you
them.
cast- it'll burn the webbing off. So if you cast fire on them, you're gonna unweb them.
But they also hurt them in the process. But yes, with
That's
all
true. I mean, getting hit with fire,
yeah,
it's a double-edged sword.
basically,
Quick
yeah.
logistical question about web.
Mhm.
The ones who are currently webbed, are they prone, incapacitated? What are we talking about?
They're
stat-wise?
restrained.
Great. Is that advantage
Yes.
on attack rolls then?
That's a good question.
I
don't
would
think so.
recommend going
They
after
just can't
the
move.
ones that can fight. That would be my recommendation, but do as you
Right,
please.
but if I'm just thinking for our
Oh
our
yes, you do
wonderful
have advantage against them.
rogue. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sneak attack.
Sneak attack damage, baby.
You don't even need to sneak. You can just walk up and stab them. They can't do anything about it.
Well,
Fair.
the two behind might have something to say about that.
Sure.
Let's see. So that
Alright,
which one is that?
We could perhaps convince one of the webbed ones that they don't want to fight us, and if they behave, we won't eat them slowly.
So 18 on this boy here.
You're attacking the webbed one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
18,
you roll
that'll
with
hit.
advantage on that too?
Yeah, you get advantage on the restrained ones.
Oh, no.
Oh.
First one.
The first one was better. So you got an 18 on your first roll for 4 psychic damage and 4 sneak attack damage. So that's a total of 8.
And then I have
Nice.
a bonus action to throw another one.
Okay, so you throw a second psychic blade, and that's a hit for 9 damage.
Nice.
Sneak attack only, I think, does the first attack. I think.
Yeah,
So
I don't
just be
think
the
you
4.
get to apply it for the second.
Okay, 4 damage then.
And you'll just
Okay,
hear little
all done.
giggles from the bushes.
Adorable.
Are you all done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this sergeant here, the one who is not webbed, is going to call out to his troops and say, "They're up in the trees! Advance!" Not quite realizing that his 2 guys are frozen in place. So he's going to move up here. Let's see how many. Hold on. So he's actually going to move to here because I'm gonna count this as rough terrain going up.
Makes sense.
But not coming back down. And that is going to be his move for the. Okay, you're up.
Okay. So I am going to do my favorite. Let's do a little bit of shatter on the 3 who. Yep, the 3 who are down there before any of my comrades run up to them. So they must make a con save of 14.
Okay. Okay, well, nobody succeeded.
Yay!
Amazing.
That's
so
15
that
thunder
is
damage to each of them.
15 thunder damage.
Nice.
Okay. So you cast your thunder, and it's there's a loud crack of thunder right in the midst of the 3 of them. The one who's restrained, he's already been pretty badly hurt, and this sound is just basically liquefying his insides. The cleric that's standing next to him, she takes a bunch of it as well, and then drop to the ground, leaving only this one barely hanging on for dear life. And the sergeant turns around and sees his comrades down on the ground, either dead or dying, whatever, in very, very bad shape. And Alol, it is your turn. Oh, sorry, Bashaba, did you want to do a bonus action?
Nope, that's it for me.
Okay, so the guy who's webbed, is the web still there, or did that get blown to bits?
That would be destroyed by the impact of the shatter.
Okay.
The web has
so
its
shatters webs.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Because it just has a hit points of 5, so it can be damaged like anything else.
True.
It's probably overkill. I don't need overkill, do I? I do not. Ooh, I will do Thorn Whip at the sergeant. So I target him. Is he targeted? Is he?
You don't need to target him. You can just cast it, and I'll tell you whether it hits or not.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's not quite like a video game. 18, that hits.
All right.
for 5 piercing damage, and that's going to pull him towards you too.
Come here, my pretty. And I guess that concludes my turn.
Umberly. Oh, sorry. I'm always too quick on the draw with the initiative order. Umberly, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing on this guy then. Let's roll an attack, shall we? Normal roll. Let's see how that did. 11's not gonna do it. Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit.
Swing your great at him, but this guy's a seasoned fighter. He's not like these other dodge out of the way, and you just kind of glance off his armor.
Oof. Rough. All right, no worries.
Anything else?
I don't think I got anything else. I don't really want to go into a rage right now, so all good.
All right, Tiamat.
So I'm going to run down the hill and towards the sky. So let me just say 5, 10, 20, 25. And I'm going to attack this chainer here. Let's see. So I will swing with my greatsword. Yes!
Nice.
10 slashing damage. So he just sees this.
So you rolled a 19 and that's 10 slashing damage.
Down the hill and it's like...
So you come charging down the hill at this guy who's barely alive at this point, swinging your greatsword, and you slash at him with such fury that he's thrown backwards and falls to the ground.
Yay!
Anything else?
Not too shabby.
No, that's it.
Dendar, you're up.
Just gonna have a little psychic blade action as per usual. Oh, 7. Do I still have an advantage on the attack at all?
I don't think on this guy.
Well, you've got allies within 5 feet of him, so you can do a sneak attack. Right?
Okay, I still have my bonus too.
Yeah.
But that won't hit. A 7 won't hit.
Oh.
No, a 9 won't hit either.
His leaves are getting in my face.
So you whip your
he's a
psychic
beefy
blades
lad.
at him. And they just zing right by his head. Anything else? Oh, that was your turn, right? 2 attacks. Okay. The sergeant, he's got a sword drawn. He's got Lulth and Umberly facing him. He is going to start by attacking his long. 21, I'd say that's a hit.
Yeah.
Unless you got a really high armor class I don't know about. But he only hits you for 2 damage.
Wow. Sorry, did he
And he's gonna-
attack me or did he attack Wolf?
You, Umberly.
Okay, cool. You broke up a little when you said it, so I wasn't sure. All right, awesome. So only
Oh,
2.
sorry. Yes, he's attacking Umberly.
Got it.
He slashes at you with his long sword. And then he's going to come around and make another attack on you.
Highly rude, but all right.
How dare he?
He swings and he misses this one by a mile.
Good.
Bashaba, you're up.
Okay. So, question, do we want to, like, question this guy?
You're clacking
like...
very loudly with your keyboard, just so you know.
Oh, that would be me. I'm sorry.
Just asking a question.
Do we want to tie this person up and maybe ask them some questions? Why the chainers are all the way out here by chance? Perhaps we should, I don't know, take him as a hostage for a bit.
I was
And
thinking
then
the same.
That's clever. I think that's appropriate.
Allow me
right,
to tie
then-
him up.
Yes, what I'll do is I will cast sleep on him, So I have to roll 5d8, and if it's less than his hit points, let's see if that worked. Yes, it did. So 25, and I think if it's less than his hit points, then he falls asleep.
Okay, do I need to make a saving throw?
No.
Or does it just happen?
It just happens.
Yeah, so if his hit points are less than 25.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so you cast your sleep spell on him, and you see him look kind of groggy for a second, but then he shakes his head and snaps back to alertness.
Beefy boy.
That didn't
Beefy
work.
boy.
Well, that's my turn.
You don't want to do a bonus action?
Did we technically get a long rest from that sleep, or?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
we
because
did.
you went back to sleep
then...
after. You could go back to sleep afterwards.
Right, that's a good point. Then you know what? I will go ahead and do a Bardic Inspiration on Wolf. If you feel so inclined to tie him up, you can take this inspiration, D6.
All right. I would like to tie him up maybe to the tree. But we might take him with us, right? I'll just kind of like, mummy wrap him.
Are you going to web him?
Carry him on my back like a creepy little spider.
Okay. Are you gonna cast web at him? Is that the plan?
No, I'm not gonna cast it. I'm just gonna, because web doesn't last very long.
So how are you gonna tie him up?
But didn't you you put him to sleep? Yeah.
No, he's still awake.
Did not. Unfortunately, he is. Yeah, he didn't quite fall asleep.
He's awake and looking to fight.
He's looking to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I might. I could entangle him. That's kind of the same thing.
That might work.
Kind of the same thing. All right. I'll try entangle instead because it's.
Am I gonna get caught up if you cast entangled?
I'll just make sure it's not in your direction.
They can always untangle you, Umberly. You don't mind being tangled to this guy for a little bit, do you?
Seaweed's fine. It's like when it's vines and stuff. That's not Umberly's jam.
Okay. So is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have Bardic Inspiration from Bashava.
Yes. So if you need to roll an extra D6.
That person needs to
save.
Oh, it's a strength save.
Yeah.
Ooh, strength save. That's fun. Let's give it a try. Ooh, he failed miserably. A 4.
Yay.
Nice.
Is it also, since it's the 20-foot square, can you just show me where that is, just to make sure that I don't have to roll anything, and neither does it looks like Tiamat?
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know if these are 5-foot square or 10-foot square.
Those are 5-foot squares.
Wait,
can you guys hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so you've got them all tangled up. What do you want to do with them now?
Okay. I would like to intimidate him very much, but maybe someone else would be better equipped to do that. Does anybody want to yell at him and tell him to surrender?
Who's the most intimidating in the group?
+3.
Where's intimidation? +5.
Go for it.
Tiamat.
Oh, I do. I love intimidating people. All right.
You can
So
emerge dramatically from the
lines.
Yes. You can emerge dramatically from the woods.
Well, I've already kind of run down the hill. What I might do is I haven't cleaned my sword yet.
She was charging dramatically down the hill.
What I might do is I'm going to just leisurely walk up the hill towards him, and I'm just going to be cleaning the blood off my blade, just ever so casually. And I'm just going to shake it in his direction a bit. Like, now, are you going to tell us exactly why you're here?
Roll for it.
I hope this works.
Might I give a help action of some kind by also standing there intimidatingly and piratey?
Yes, go ahead. So roll with advantage, Tiamat.
Yay! Thank you. Oh, really? That's so disappointing.
So he just glares at you with a look of loathing, and he says, if I weren't a man of dignity, I would spit in your face right now.
Chris?
Sorry, you broke up a little bit as you were saying that.
He said that if he wasn't so dignified, he would spit in your face. That's what he thinks to intimidate him.
Well, that's disgusting. Does anybody else want to take a turn? Otherwise, I'm just going to start hitting him.
Yes, kill him a lot.
So this guy's pretty tough physically and mentally. So you're not gonna you shot your shot and weren't able to intimidate him. Got some magical means you want to try.
Perhaps I'll take a go at him. And Bashaba like slyly walks over. Actually, let me move my token. And she like caresses his cheek and casts dissonant whispers.
Oh no.
So we must make a wisdom save. 14 is the DC.
Oh, an 18.
Oh shoot. Okay.
This guy's a beefy guy.
Well, yeah, this doesn't seem to be working on him either.
I got no magic options, unfortunately. I got nothing.
Yes.
That's all right. You can just beat him a lot.
He says, if you release me and come with me back to Westgate, maybe I can convince the commander to go easy on you. Maybe.
No.
How about you answer our questions?
You tell me,
And
we'll find you eventually.
I can cast Dragon Fear.
Fun.
oh,
Love that.
that sounds pretty cool.
So how does Dragon Fear work?
So you can expend the use of your breath weapon trait to roar, forcing each creature of your choice that can hear or see you within 30 feet to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 13. On failure, a target becomes frightened of you for 1 minute, or until it takes damage, and then has to repeat the saving throw, ending on success.
So I got to do a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay. So, unfortunately, these chainers are actually resistant to being magically frightened, so I'm going to have advantage on my saving throw.
I think we should have picked a less beefy guy to be our
I know, we should have picked
hostage.
one of the minions.
Yeah.
But he fails anyway.
Woo!
Hey!
He fails the intimidation.
So
He's terrified by your dragon-like roar. It's one thing
I think it's
amazing.
because he's got like 4 ladies around him trying to eat him.
Yeah. When you're surrounded by angry women and someone screams dragon fury into your face, that'll frighten anybody. Doesn't matter who you are.
That's what I say every
should I
time
do
I go
like
out to a bar.
Batman voice then? Is this like a, why are you after us? Swear to me!
So he while he seemed tough and brutish a few moments ago, now he's literally quivering with fear as you're getting in his face, yelling at him, demanding to know why he's chasing you. And he explains that there's a warrant has been out for your arrest. You are suspected in starting a riot in Westgate and also aiding in the escape of criminals to be executed. And they've been tracking you all the way.
Yeah.
They've been tracking you all the way from Westgate. They tracked you to Proskur, and now they're following you. Or now they've been searching the roads leading from Proskur to look for you.
Ask them about Sandrine, because it was Sandrine's group that actually did everything. So did Sandrine like throw suspicion on us, or are they after Sandrine as well? Sandrine's group.
I almost don't want to name Sandrine because I don't want to get her in any trouble by like.
Yeah, I can't remember the name
shaming.
of the group though. Do you remember the name?
Something with crows. Or ravens,
they were just called the Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Raven.
The tavern was called the Rookery, and then the people themselves were called the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. So ask if they're after the Ravens as well, or just us.
Tiamat, you want to ask?
Okay, so how do I do this? Just like, I'm just going to grab him by this bit here, the collar, wherever it is above the armor, I'm not sure what it's called, and just sort of yank his head towards me and just kind of shout at him, "Who tipped you off? I want names!" Give him a bit of a shake.
He says, everybody in town saw you there during the escape.
Oh, and I'm supposed to believe you don't have any secret informants.
You're all very distinctive. And he
Rude.
says, we may have had a secret informant. A young man,
And who is
actually,
this
a
secret
gambler.
informant?
Oh no,
A
my
gambler named
friend!
Alfie. We arrested him and he squealed. He squealed on
Oh,
us.
Umberly looks so
Oh, no.
betrayed by this.
Oh,
My guy.
And how many more know where you are?
He says, just my commander, just the commander, Commander Neron. He's determined that we capture you. He's had commands from even higher above.
All right, first things first. Where is this commander? Is he going to meet you anywhere? And secondly, who's at the top?
The commander is back in Westgate. And the top, you mean the top who controls the chainers? Or the Knights of the Golden, the Golden Chain, as they call themselves?
Mm-hmm.
He says it's
Yes.
Lord Aristeos.
I don't know
What's
who this
his
is.
deal?
Does this ring a bell
What's
for
his
anybody?
deal?
He's in command. Lord Aristeos is in command.
No, I don't recognize the name.
Can we like roll a quick history check to see if any of us recognize that name?
Yes, go ahead.
Gracias. Not my specialty, but we'll give it a shot.
Ooh, good.
Oh, 20 for
So you've
history?
You've actually heard this name before, Tiamat. When you were in Westgate during the riot, when the prisoners were, or when you were in Westgate at the execution, you saw Commander Neron get up on the gallows and give a little speech to all the people gathered, and you remember that he mentioned that he wished the blessings of Aristeos upon all the people gathered there.
Interesting.
Well, does anybody else have any questions? I think we should probably kill him and get a move on. We don't know if anybody is going to pick up this trail relatively quickly.
Probably. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he had backup troops, which I think is good. So we could just give him a quick murder. Nice painless death.
Yes.
All right. Do we want to window curtain blowing across the window this, or does anybody actually
Sure,
read?
yeah. And
Yeah.
he did.
You see, like, in this, a
And-
silhouette, like, far back, and you just, like, a body just being tossed off the hill.
Tossed into the river.
Yeah.
We should hide the bodies or eat them.
Everybody's like, what?
Could we make
Well,
them?
You're really
look,
keen on eating people, aren't you, Lol?
I was gonna say.
I do have
We-
survival, so I could potentially make it look like they were ravaged by wolves, or I could transform into a wolf and ravage it.
A good option.
It's up to you.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna transform it into wolves and ravage them and leave them on the side of the road so they look like they've met their end,
Demise.
not by
Yeah.
shatter spells.
I almost feel
of
like I
course.
should be making a nature check to check that like wolves are native to the area, otherwise it'll look suspicious. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm overthinking this clearly.
I mean, this is brilliant. This is brilliant from a PR perspective because, you know,
Yes.
now the chainers could just be taken down by regular wolves on the way to arrest someone.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like you guys.
They're
suck.
bad at their jobs. Just going
Yeah.
through
Were they on
the
horseback?
woods, getting eaten by wolves.
They were on horseback.
Ooh, we could. Are the horses gone, or what are they doing?
No, they're still there.
We already
Maybe
have
they're
horses,
scattered a bit,
right?
but they're maybe scattered a bit, but they're still in the area.
All right, let's.
But you already have your own horses.
Oh, we do.
But
Although
we
the
can
horses
still
But
do
they've
do
got
have-
that.
supplies.
The horses you have to give back. So
Mm.
you can always
Okay, well,
take
let's
the
take
chainer's
their-
horses.
Yeah, I'm down for taking the chainer's horses, but obviously taking off anything identifying about them, and then
Yeah.
also looking through their possessions to see if they have anything of value and anything useful, weapon-wise or whatever.
So you search through their belongings. The weapons that they have are pretty standard. So 3 long swords and the cleric had a quarterstaff. Nothing particularly interesting.
Do they have any like symbols of status, like necklace, gauntlet, that kind of thing that has like the symbol of the chainers on it?
They do actually. They all wear steel chains around their necks, but each one has. So the chains are steel, but the sergeant has 3 golden chains on his
Of
necklace.
course he does.
The lesser soldiers have two chains, 2 gold links, and the cleric has 1.
Great, let's
Well, we
grab.
So you can sort of
those off
gauge.
their dead
You can sort of
bodies.
gauge like the higher rank the chainer is, the more gold they have on their chain.
Yeah,
Takes
I'll take one
sense.
of their. We should take all of their swords and all of their equipment in case we need to disguise ourselves in some way, shape, or form. I assume all the fighters are male. Is that? Am I making that
The-
up?
Yes.
The only
There.
problem. Oh, sorry. The only problem I see with that is I think it would be harder to convince people that they were ravaged by wolves if they don't have any of their armor and weapons.
Yes.
That's a
The
good
wolves
point. Well, I
killed them
still
and
want one
stole
of
their
their
armor.
swords.
They
Yeah, someone,
were
See these
werewolves.
armored wolves wander around.
I don't think
Wolves
it's
gotta pay
unusual
rent
that
too.
it's not unusual that someone would come by and rob them afterwards.
True.
This is true.
But then they
Perhaps
might go
we
to the
just
next
take.
town and start asking questions.
Perhaps we just take one of their suits of armor and medallion. I can assume many different forms, something I haven't been too forthcoming about with all of you. So if need be, I could potentially impersonate one of these chainers, and
That
if we
sounds
need to
like
do that.
a great plan.
Love that for
Yes.
you.
I
So
think
so-
that we're gonna have
I'll
to
take-
make
so
the
between
body
them-
that we're robbing completely disappear.
We could just,
Yes.
like weigh it down in the river.
Lol
for a
did
while.
volunteer to eat it.
Yeah.
If you want to eat a whole body, lol, that's on you. Like you can take it.
Yeah, well, I would do it
Whoever's
as a wolf.
smallest.
The wolf is probably going to take as many bites as possible.
Nice.
Yeah. They'll just throw the bones in the river.
Okay,
Or
so give
just
me a
carry them
final
for a little bit.
verdict. What are you doing? Are you taking the armor? Are you taking the weapons? Are you taking some of them?
I'm taking at least one longsword because I don't have a longsword,
Okay.
and I'm
Okay.
down with Bashaba taking an armor.
I'll just
So
I'll
you can
take the armor and
there's
their little
there's two
symbol.
regular leather armors and one studded leather armor and a shield.
Oh, there's
Studded.
leather.
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
And the
What
shield.
what does it look? I'm looking to see what armor I have. I have no idea. Where is it listed?
It should be in your inventory.
I don't think you have.
Yeah.
Do you even have armor?
You might not.
Oh, I have
know
leather.
I don't.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, do I? Oh, maybe I do.
So if
right.
it's very distinctly chainer armor that, like, you know, if you wore it, people will be like, why are you wearing chainer armor? Then we'll keep it as disguise. But if it's generic, I could actually probably use the studded leather.
Well, it is distinctive.
Okay.
So if you were to wear it, people would think you're a chainer.
Okay. Except I'm the wrong gender.
No, not necessarily. They're pretty open about that. These ones happen.
Oh,
to be
okay.
male.
Yeah, that
I
was.
mean,
That's
I don't.
what I was
I didn't want to have like a
asking
million
earlier.
tokens.
Oh, okay.
Chainers come in all shapes and sizes, all races, all genders. Okay.
So
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I'll
move
yeah,
us
I'll
ahead.
take the stuff. Yep.
Okay.
Add it to my inventory.
So you finish up. You eat the bodies, stake the armor, whatever it is you're going to do for the night. And the next morning, excuse me, you have a feast. Let me. Sorry, I'm going to do one thing real quick. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have to play like musical USB ports here, and I had to unplug my. I'm just using the camera. And never mind. It doesn't matter. Okay. So the next day, let's continue onward. So the next morning, you continue on your journey. You follow the course of the river as it heads north along the eastern side of the Stormhorn Mountains, sort of through the foothills. Eventually, you reach a small ferry that can take you across the river. The ferryman takes you to the other side, and then you head west across the open grasslands towards the town of Gloomwall. And as you're riding west, you can see the Sunset Mountains just getting larger and larger as you get closer. You make camp. You have to make camp that night on the open grassland. So you set a watch in case more chainers show up, but the night passes without any incident. The next morning, you continue following the cart road west, and eventually you reach a small village huddled right up against the Sunset Mountains. This is the village of Gloomwall, and it lives up to its name. It's dull and cheerless. The people look dull and cheerless. Its most curious feature is the rubble of a black stone building in the center of town, which is apparently never cleared away. And also curious is that the people in Gloomwall resemble drow, but they're larger, a bit bulkier, and some of the males even have beards. So you are now in the village of Gloomwall, and the floor is yours. How would you like to proceed?
This town seems like it has a
Somebody-
lot of fun.
Somebody is very like, do you have your fan going, Lucy? You
No,
hear
I
that?
don't have any fans on today.
Oh, sorry, it was me.
It was my heater.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I would love to like check out this dark stone building that is reduced to rubble.
Sure.
I just want to get the
so-
vibe.
So you walk into town and you're basically getting a lot of looks from the villagers. They're the kind of villagers that don't trust outsiders, but they mostly just leave you alone. Gloomwall is a bit isolated, but not completely isolated, because this is the only way that you can pass through the mountains without going all the way around them is to go through this town. But the people are still a little bit suspicious of strangers, but they don't mess with you as you enter the town, and you head to the center where you find what appears to be just a pile of rubble that was once it's a pile of black stone rubble. You can tell that this was once a building which stood in the center of town, clearly a building of importance because it would have been much larger than the other buildings. But it appears as if it's just collapsed inwards on itself and nobody's ever taken away the rubble.
I feel like I should be like rolling like religion because I'm getting temple vibes, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can roll a religion check.
Great, I love a +0 roll. My personal favorite type. Ooh, a 15. Not bad.
Not bad,
Really,
not
not
bad.
bad.
Yeah, so this to you definitely looks like a temple.
Cool. Cool.
You can see that there's like a portico, there's columns that all gave way when it collapsed. It would have had a large interior area where people could have gathered, but the roof has caved in.
Sure. Any of the remains have like iconography or anything like that on there? Like, even if it's not like spelling out like this person was worshipped here, like any like shapes or figures or forms or anything like that?
Give me an investigation.
Again, not something. Oh, yeah, no. +0 again. Let's see. 12.
That's good enough. So you search through the rubble looking for something to indicate which god was worshipped here. You don't find anything that says specifically like this god's temple, but you do find kind of a motif that repeats itself. It appears to be a motif of webbing, and you notice images of spiders that have been carved into the temple.
Interesting. I was like, all right, cool.
That's so cute.
You're so
You hear the
loud.
distance, the sound of a
cat's
giant
so
cat.
You hear the sound of a giant cat purring behind you.
Roll for initiative.
Yeah. Roll for initiative.
It's so feel good. Makes me wonder if anyone has made. You know how you can have like that meditation you fall asleep to, the music where it's just
Yeah, like
ambience.
ASMR
Yeah,
of
where's-
cat purr.
Yeah.
This cat purrs. Incredible.
So as you are, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna make a joke.
As you're inspecting this temple, a figure appears behind you. He appears to be a half drow. So he's got some drow features, but he's got some human features as well. And he's tall and slender. His head has been completely shaved bald, and he has sort of like a long, skinny beard hanging from his chin. And he's dressed in these robes that are kind of like a dark russet brown. And he says, "What are you doing in this village? You don't belong here."
Rude.
Well, yeah. First off, rude. Second of all, we're not staying that long. I don't think anyone wants to be here any longer than they need to be. Sorry, my guy. Your town. It's kind of sad.
He says, if you're here to travel through the mountains, the toll is that way, or The gate is that way, and he points towards where the gap is in the mountains.
Sure. I think Umberly is like,
Have
we
I-
did hear about a toll, so how much is that exactly?
He says, you can ask them at the toll booth. I'm not a
Did you
toll
come
collector.
here just to yell at me, my guy?
Yes. I
Yeah.
don't like outsiders. I don't like outsiders snooping around.
Well,
Can
I
I
don't
ask
like
real
your
quick-
long stringy beard, so
Balth, go.
Can I
Balth, what do you
ask
wanna
real
say?
quick how often I see Dro?
How often you see them? I mean, they're pretty rare. They're not unheard of.
Oh, so have I not seen someone who's Dro in a while?
I'm not entirely sure what you're asking. Like, what are you trying
Well,
to find out?
I'm like, yeah, just like, have I not seen somebody in like months who's like me?
Well, I mean, that's up to you. What have you been doing?
Oh,
while
well,
you've been
I'm
exploring?
asking what the world is like because I don't know if like, oh yeah, there's like a million everywhere, but you know.
No,
So
there's
I
not a
might
million.
yeah, I know what I'm just saying.
It would be.
So I
It's
might go up
rare
to
to see so many drow-related people in one place. You've definitely
okay.
not seen
So
this many all congregated in one area.
So I could legit be excited. So that's what I was trying to get at. It'd be like, oh, this is pretty cool. So I might go up to him and say, you know, ask this question, like, how many of our kind have come here and what draws them?
He says, "We are the descendants of those who were born beneath the mountains."
And why did they not stay beneath the mountain? Why did they come out to this town?
He says, "Why did you not stay beneath the mountains?"
I didn't stay beneath the mountain. I'm not from here, man.
Person seems very friendly. I don't think we're gonna get much else from him. We should move on to this toll.
I mean,
so you,
I think
Go ahead.
Umberly is gonna be like, I'm gonna ask in case no one else is going to. Who'd you guys use to worship here? This is clearly a temple.
He says, this temple once belonged to some other god. We don't worship that god anymore. Now we worship the spirits of the mountain.
It's just weird that we keep running into abandoned temples and altars.
Temples,
Umberly's just
yes.
like, it's weird.
I am detecting a theme here. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And,
I
you
mean, it
know,
happens,
being that we
you're
all...
right.
I used to believe in coincidence, but the fact that we all had a shared dream, and that wasn't a coincidence, you know, there may be some other things to think about here, but I don't know. It's weird.
Okay, do you want to continue onward? Do you want to ask any more questions? I mean, this guy doesn't want you here. He doesn't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
But he's not going to like physically move you along. He's kind of
Tell us to...
He's kind of skinny.
yeah. I'm good
Skinny.
to
try.
Oh, please let him try to move Tiamat along. I would love that.
Umberly and Tim are like, he can fucking try. Let's go. No, but we can go to the toll and see what the dealio there is.
Okay, so you come to basically a wooden gate that blocks the entrance into the pass between the mountains. There's 2 guards, also half drow. Yes, Anne?
Since I am a druid circle of the Underdark, can I sense or in any way find an Underdark entrance and we can go that way through instead of dealing with this toll and this gate?
So you can't necessarily like sense an entrance to the Underdark. Like to
Okay,
just
well
feel
that's
it.
what I would go. I would ask the other dro the one who's a half dro who seems unpleasant. I maybe wouldn't ask him, but I would ask someone else. They probably know an entrance to the Underdark and might be able to.
Do you want to ask one of the guards?
Are they dro as well?
Well, half drow.
Okay. Ooh, I could charm them. Ooh, my favorite spell. All right. I might do that.
Uh,
Should I charm them or just ask them? What do you guys think?
I think we could
would
probably
like-
just ask and then see what the attitude is, and then if we need to
Yes.
charm.
Exactly.
Well, you all stand back. Pretend I'm not with them. I will ask for myself, so they don't think they're inadvertently helping the gringos here. So I will go up to them and say, I see there is a toll to enter through this passageway. Is there a way through the Underdark for those like us?
He says to you, there is actually an entrance to the Underdark beyond this gate through the amethyst door, but you're not going to be able to get through the door. It's been magically sealed. That's
By
the only
whom?
entrance to the. Well, it was sealed generations ago. Only the High Priestess is supposed to have access to the door, and she's gone. And without her, nobody can get back in anymore.
The High Priestess of what?
The High Priestess of. She used to be the High Priestess, and he kind of gestures in the direction of the temple. But we don't have a temple anymore.
Excuse me.
He says that Brother Dovus has been preaching that we must all worship the spirit of the mountain, rather than offering prayers to the god that abandoned us.
Oh, I'm sad. I'm sad. Thanks a lot. So, just to make sure I understood what he said, there is a entrance to the Underdark behind a magic gate.
Yes.
That is just beyond the gate that they're guarding.
I mean, you can go through the pass just like normal, but along the pass there's an entrance to the Underdark.
Ah, okay. And I would ask, is this magically gated entrance, very clearly marked, or is it hidden as well?
He says it's a little bit difficult to reach. It's up on up the cliffside, so it's a bit of a climb. But if you can climb, you can get there.
I can. So can I get directions enough from him so that I'd be able to find my way there?
Yeah, so he'll tell you just to head straight just head through the gap for about half an hour, and then keep your eyes on the cliffs above you to the right, and you can't see it. It glows bright purple. I mean, you can't miss it. It glows bright purple.
Fantastic. All right.
But
I
it's
will
gonna
return
it's gonna be 5 silvers.
5 silver piece.
5 silver. There's just you, right? What do you mean by a piece? Are you traveling with others?
I happened upon some others on the way here.
Are they drow as well? We have a special discount for drow. That's why it's only 5 silver.
Oh, okay.
It's normally a 1 gold piece.
Yes. Well,
The discount.
no, they're friends of this drow, for better or worse.
Do we hear this conversation by chance in earshot, or is this more a secluded...
I imagine that, like, you're all kind of, like, hiding behind a building, all looking out.
Yeah.
Your
Like one
face
right
is all stacked. So, yeah, you can overhear it.
All right. Well, I will do my best to negotiate a good deal for my fellows and say, if they are accompanied by drow, could they get a better rate?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, man. Boy, are you barking up the wrong drow. Persuasion.
11. I don't think that's going to cut it.
All right.
He says,
Well,
it's trade has been a little bit down lately since the Chainers came to power, and you know, the town really relies on the toll.
Fair enough. And that I will go back to my fellows and say, good news. The toll was 2 gold, and I negotiated it down to 1 gold for each of you.
Insight.
Great.
Damn it!
Hey, I tried, man. I tried for you.
And you want to roll a deception check?
I don't know any better.
Oh, nat 20, baby. Nat 20. The pirate knows when they're being swindled.
And roll a deception check. Do an
Okay.
opposed roll.
A pirate knows when they're being swindled.
So
Especially
nobody's
when a
falling.
3 is
Nobody's
rolled.
falling for it, lol.
Okay.
They
To be fair,
you were offering to eat corpses like 12 hours ago. They maybe not the most reliable person.
yes. As poor a liar as I am as poor a negotiator, but I did make the effort. So I hope that counts for something.
Okay, so everybody want to head to the door?
Yeah, might as well at this
Okay.
point.
Yeah.
So that'll be 1 gold from each of you, except Lolth. You only have to pay 5 silver.
So
And,
painful.
Where's my gold?
You head through they open the gate and let you through, and you head down through the pass this pass in the Sunset Mountains. The pass is narrow, but you're able to sort of walk, 2 side by side. It's at least big enough for like a small wagon to get through. So you're traveling for about half an hour, and you're keeping your eyes on the cliffs above, and there's like ledges. There's some naturally formed ledges in the rock face, and eventually you notice this glow coming from ahead. And as you turn a corner in one of the canyons, looking up, you can see what appears to be a crystal door up on the face of the cliff itself. There's a series of rock ledges and steps that lead up to this entrance, up to the ledge, but they're very steep and very narrow.
This
So if
will
you
be
want
no
to
trouble for me. Oh, this will be no trouble for me in the form of a spider, and I can also grant the ability to climb like a spider to one of you, perhaps someone who might be able to dispel the magic at the top, so we could climb together.
I mean, I don't know how to dispel magic. I
Kind of like, I
Yeah,
do nothing for you.
I'm just the
can
best
smash.
at hitting things, really.
Smash, right? Someone who can assess the magic. Oh, I guess it would be divine magic, not so someone versed in religion, perhaps, and might be able to, as you said, smash it open.
You're the religious character, Lolth.
What? I'm religious?
Yeah. We've got a bard, a
don't have
barbarian, and an oath breaker. What about you, Tiamat? Do you
Druid's
have
the
religion?
closest we
You're
got
a
to religion.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I was like,
have
I
a
don't have
plus-
religion as a skill.
I have a +3 to
Nor do any of us.
just.
Oh, yeah,
I
well-
guess the way I sort of think about it is Tiamat, with her whole paladin status, is like tangentially knows things about religion, but not really an expert. But I mean, you can try. Like, if you want to
I
bring
like-
her up with you, she's got a +3 to religion.
I do like the idea of just whoever's can brute strength it. That might be another option.
Hey.
What do you think? What do you all think? Brute strength or or versed in religion?
Both?
I mean, you're also strong, so
Yeah.
Okay, so
strong
then
and
I will
slightly religious. I think is the way to go.
Okay. I will then cast Spider Climb upon Tiamat,
Uh-huh.
and then I
Thank you.
myself will transform into I believe it is a giant spider.
You can turn into a giant wolf spider at your level,
That'd be
Yeah,
really
well,
cool.
which isn't as giant as a giant spider.
I will transform into a giant wolf spider, and Tiamat, I will give spider climb, and we will commence the climb towards the glowing purple gate.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So, Tiamat, you've got sticky fingers now, like Spider-Man, and you can just climb straight up this cliff as if like you've never climbed anything in your life. It's the easiest climbing you've ever done. You just stick
Is there
to
a
the
mirror
surface.
nearby? Can I see if I've got abs after this spider spider climb preservation, please?
Maybe once you're inside. And then Anne, Loth, you quickly follow her up the hill in your spider form, and you reach a ledge, and the ledge is wide enough that you can both stand on. And there's also on this ledge what appears to be kind of a simple wooden altar that's been set in front of the door, and there appears to be blood stains on this altar.
I'm sorry, there appears to be what? I'm sorry?
Blood stains.
Blood stains. All right. I suppose I will. May I use survival to assess what kind of blood is staining there?
That's going to be pretty tough.
Okay.
You can try, but it's going to be really difficult.
Okay. Well, I will give it a go, and the worst thing that happens is nothing.
13. So no, you're not able to tell what the blood is from. It's red.
It's blood.
Does that mean it's recent?
What?
Does that mean it's recent
not,
if it's red?
Well, I mean, it's red in the sense that it's not green or blue.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I understood. I was like, oh, cool. So we are before the glowing purple door?
Yeah, and so what this is it's a large door that appears to be made out of solid crystal, and it's glowing with this purple light. And in the center of it, you can see that there is like a gold circle with an indentation in it, and the indentation appears to be in the shape of a spider.
I want to climb up into the spider.
It's maybe 6 inches in diameter. It's much smaller than you are.
Oh, well, I can be that small, as you may recall.
What
if it's literally this plastic ring?
I mean, you're welcome to try. You're welcome to try. I can't promise you're gonna get much benefit from it.
Should I blow it on another spider shape?
Maybe I should try to push on it or open it first, and we'll see if we need you to become more compact. So Tiamat's just going to go up and just gingerly push on the door.
So you can push it, pull it, shove it, ram your shoulder into it, kick it. It doesn't budge.
Can I just roll perception? God, plus 0. I don't know why. I'm going to roll perception. I just want to see if there's anything of note around here. Maybe some loose crystal spiders laying about. Ugh, terrible.
No, you don't. So you rolled a 9. No, you don't see anything like that.
All right. Well, if my pushing on the door in spider form doesn't help, then I'll go back to my regular form, and maybe we can tag team pushing on it, or maybe we could feel something like braille kind of thing.
Yep. I might roll religion now and see if there's anything I can pick up.
Sure. Go for it. 5.
Nope.
Oh boy.
Well, I'll try perceiving because my perception is very high.
Okay.
Much better than mine. I think that's a good idea.
I don't know why it's being this weird. Oh, okay. It keeps asking. Oh, I guess it's a normal roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, is it daytime?
It is.
Is it direct sunlight?
Yes.
Okay. I suggest we come back at night because that's when I can see better.
Ah.
But I'll look now with disadvantage.
Ooh, even disadvantage, that's pretty good. A 16.
Yeah.
So you can feel kind of like an energy that's radiating off this door. Whatever is keeping this door shut is powerful. That's about all you can tell.
I'm tempted to be little spider. Do you guys think I should do? Oh, well, you guys are downstairs or at the base. I will ask Tiamat. Do you think I should try to be little spider?
I mean, we could try it. Do you need
All
to
right,
be a little spider for anything else?
Today?
Potentially?
Do you have any other
Yeah.
spider
You never
plans
know.
today?
Spider plans. What are my spider plans? I'm gonna put that in my planner for tomorrow. Spider from 10 a.m. to noon. All right, I will turn into little spider and I will try to fit in the little indentation and see if anything.
Yeah, I'll help. I'll like hold Loth up,
You
kind of
just
fit
shove
her
her in
into the
there.
lock
You pick her up and put her in there. Twist her around.
as gently as I'm able to.
So you put little Loth into this spider-shaped hole, and she fits. She fits like a charm, but nothing happens.
Sad Christmas. All right. Well, I'll hop on Tiamat, and I guess we should head back down.
Yep. All right, I'll climb back down. With Loth on my. You might want to go in my hair because I'm wearing. Oh no, I'm wearing scale mail, so you should be able to just grip onto the little scales as I climb down this down this little like cliff face. All right, bad news, ladies. It looks like we're not getting in this door anytime soon.
Umberly's like, maybe we need to make a blood sacrifice. What was up with the table on the top with the blood? Loth looks really excited about that, which makes me doubt myself. But
keep in mind, I'm a tiny spider, so you probably can't see me getting excited.
Yeah.
Little spider
Just little
comes
eyes
up.
just
I
glisten.
sense that Loth is excited by that, which seems wrong.
Eight legs with like thumbs up.
Oh boy.
I do think that whatever needs to that little key or whatever spider shape needs to go into that lock, if we can't find it here, we might need to go back to that unpleasant village.
Yeah, that is unfortunately possible. Can I climb up on the ledge? Like if I make like a good athletics check or something? Yeah, let me try that out at least. I'll do athletics because I'm better at that. 21.
Ooh. Yeah, you make it up.
Nice.
Tight. I want to just like look around or underneath the table or you know, I'm forgetting the word for sacrificial table.
Altar.
Altar. Yeah, altar. I just want to look around. I want to see if I can like find like run my hands underneath it, feel like I could find like a button or a carving or something like that.
Yeah, so you inspect it all over. You don't feel anything like that. It appears to be just a very simple altar.
Okay. I cut my hand and let it drip on the altar.
Okay, so you cut your hand and let it drip on the altar, and nothing happens.
Okay. Umberly's like, ow, pointless, ow, alright, fine. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything missing that I'm just forgetting from your wonderful description earlier. Would you mind describing the like lock and door for me again real quick?
Yeah, so it's a door made out of solid amethyst crystal. In the center, there's like a golden circle with an indentation in the shape of a spider in the middle.
Gotcha. Can I press my bloody hand against the indentation real quick? See if that works.
So no result.
All right, never mind. I scramble back down.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I figured I'd try some stuff.
So I'm just going to push you guys forward, okay?
Yeah, no worries.
So you get back down. It's starting to get a bit later in the day, and you head back the way you came, back to the town. And as you're entering the town, you see a man that you hadn't seen on your first way through, and he's he's another half drow. He's a middle-aged man. He's got a receding hairline. He's got kind of like a nicely trimmed beard, and he's got some nice mutton chops going on. And he's dressed more finely than anybody you've seen in this town so far. And he appears to be having some kind of argument with the same unpleasant man that you encountered earlier. The finely dressed man is saying, you mean that there was adventurers came through here and you just let them go on your way? You know that we need help. We need outside help. We can't solve this problem on our own. And these two are having this sort of heated discussion, and the tall man replies, "But my lord, we don't want outsiders interfering in our business. It's best that we handle this matter ourselves." And the finely dressed man replies, "We've tried to handle this ourselves, and it hasn't worked."
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna walk up and be like, "I heard you need adventurers. What's up?"
So the finely dressed man turns towards you as you approach, and he says, "Oh, wonderful! You've come back. We desperately need your help. This town is under assault."
By what?
He says, perhaps you've seen our lovely temple." He said, the temple was destroyed in an earthquake about 2 years ago, and the god who was once worshipped in this temple appears to have vanished. The temple was once administered by a high priestess and her acolytes, but they are no longer welcome in this community. So we decided to chase them off, thinking that would be the end of it. But that was about 6 months ago, but they've been coming back and stealing our maidens during the night.
Love a good maiden steal. Okay.
We've had 13 young women go missing.
That's too many.
That's, yeah.
How big's the town?
Not very big.
It's like half the population.
That's so many ladies. Great. Do you have an idea of where they are taking said maidens?
He says, we've sent scouts. We believe that they have a headquarters somewhere in the Sunken Forest to the north.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
Has it been more than 2 hours since we left the purple door?
No. It's been about half an hour.
Okay, I'm still a spider then.
Wonderful. Well, if we are able to get those maidens back, would you all be able to do us a solid?
He says, what do you mean?
We need to... What is the name of the mountains that we need to get to, or the lake that we're trying to get to? Lake of Silence?
The Pool of Memories.
Tears? Pool of Memories.
Memories.
That's the thing we're trying to go to. I knew it was body of water and other thing. Great. Yeah, I think Umberly is like, we were trying to get to the Pool of Memory. We need either a guide or directions on how best to get there.
He says, I have no idea what the Pool of Memory is, but if you're trying to get through the amethyst door, you're going to need the High Priestess's talisman. And the talisman is with her.
Well, happy to bring back maidens and also get the thing that will help us go further. Love that for us.
He says...
I would like a refund on the 1 gold that I have to spend.
They did charge us a lot of money. And we would like it back now, please.
The nobleman says to you, unfortunately we have a no refunds policy. I'll tell you what, if you're able to retrieve our young women, will give you lifetime passes to travel through the pass for free.
Because I'm going to
How
want to go
kind
there
of
all
you.
the time.
Like, how often are we going to be going there?
So thoughtful.
And he says to you, but before you go, I want you to know that the high priestess, her name is Alkabe. She is not to be trusted. She will tell you all sorts of lies to get you on her side. But she is the disciple of a false god. And he kind of looks at the tall man for approval, and the tall man nods.
What is this
All
false
right.
god's name?
The finely dressed man and the tall man kind of look at each other for a moment, and then they look back at you and they say, "We don't know."
The temple was
because
destroyed 2 years ago. How can you not know?
No one can remember.
Oh, now that is strange.
We believe that
Indeed.
when the god disappeared, somehow they took their knowledge. They took their knowledge
Memories?
of themselves with them.
Huh.
Interesting.
Nobody can remember who this used to belong to. We just call it the spider.
We all
I
we
just
all
sort of
picture
absent
the
mindedly
little
pat the
spider
back
that's
of my
hanging out over
head.
people's shoulders. We're like,
Okay.
oh.
Okay.
Great. So, Sunken Forest north of here, yes?
Yes.
Great.
Okay.
How does one typically traverse the Sunken Forest? Is it a boat situation? Is it horses that are real good at mud? What's the sitch?
He says, "Well, I haven't been there personally, but from what I've heard from those
Umberly
who
looks
have,
at him and is like, that makes sense.
says, from what I've heard from those who have, it's some walking with a little bit of swimming and maybe some swinging on vines. But I don't think you're going to be able to get horses through there."
Are we going to a swamp?
It's basically a swamp, yeah.
Oh joy.
All right, well. Is there any other
Swinging on
information that
vines.
would help us bring these ladies back to you?
He just reiterates, don't believe anything she says.
Who?
She will lie. Alkabe, the high priestess. She was banished from the village. She's a no good liar, he says. She'll say all kinds of terrible things about this town, but don't believe her.
Just wasn't sure if you
I
meant,
have a
one of the ladies that was
very-
missing.
I have a very quick question for you. What is the status of these ladies that have been taken? And in general, what's the status of women in your village? Do they hold positions of power, or?
He says that we honor and revere the women in our village.
In what way?
To lose these young women was a terrible loss to us. He says we believe that women are sacred. We are afraid of what might happen to them. We've heard stories of spider worshippers who actually eat other people, and he kind of shudders. It's like, can you imagine anything so
Strange.
awful?
Yeah.
I
could only.
couldn't imagine anything worse. How awful.
All right, so you ready to head
I'm
out?
going to quickly just sort of
Okay.
gather my hair at the back and just sort of trying to get Loth to like crawl in a little bit further into my hair and out of sight.
Okay, you want to head out?
Yeah.
Well,
I guess
yes,
we're
we
good.
should go.
These gestures, we're gonna go. Thanks.
Okay, so you travel northeast for a day before you reach the river again. You travel north along the western side, the western bank of the river for a few more hours until you begin to notice that there's a change in the landscape. The what was sort of flat. Sorry.
I just want
What
to
do you say?
interject. Once we're outside the town, just wanted to share my thoughts with my fellows, if I may.
Mhm.
this priestess sounds amazing, and I have no interest in helping this town in any way, shape, or form. Obviously, if these women are worse off, that's a different story, but it sounds like they got an upgrade, and we don't need to go back to that town ever if the high priestess helps us.
Very
It's
true.
not like we're getting a refund, so
Yeah,
need to go
seasons
back,
past
I mean-
isn't really gonna do much.
We do still have to go through the town in order to get to that door, though, right?
Mhm.
Potentially.
We
Unless
can't
there's a
just
way
come
around
back with the
somehow.
amulet, be like, we don't know what happened with the ladies, and then just walk through
Right.
town. I feel like we have to answer for something.
I don't know. There are only 2 guards. I'm just saying.
But a whole town!
Anyway. Yeah. All right. I was just sharing my thoughts.
Those are
Let us
good
continue
thoughts.
on our journey. But that's just my thought. Is I'd prefer to join in the fun rather than fight this woman. But I am up for gaining information first.
Okay, so as you're heading north, you notice that the elevation is beginning to drop. You're reaching basically the lowest point in the valley that's between the Sunset Mountains on the west and the Stormhorn Mountains to the east. The river here is wider and it's flowing more sluggishly, and soon the grassland gives way to forest land. You begin to travel into the forest, and the ground is slowly becoming softer and soggier. The river is no longer a single river, but it's just a connection of 1,000 little streams and little ponds. In the forest, the vegetation becomes, the trees become denser, the canopy above becomes darker, and the solid ground that you can feel beneath your feet is spongy, as if you're stepping on years of accumulated rotten vegetation. For about an hour, you move through the swamp until you reach a bend in the path. To your left, you can see there's a small lake of stagnant greenish-brown water. There's a fallen tree. Oh, let me get you up the map. Before I go into all this detail, you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that a big mushroom? I'm all about the big mushroom.
Let me put you all on there as well. So to the left in the lake, you see that there is a tree that has fallen into the water, and there appears to be a thick green vine wrapped around it. And as you watch, the green vine unwraps itself from the tree and disappears into the water with a little splash and goes swimming away. Straight to the east, you see a forest of huge mushrooms, which is too thick for you to travel through. But straight ahead, blocking the path, you see what you first assume to be a compost heap. Dead plants, broken branches, mossy rocks, strange fungus-like things, and animal bones. But as you approach closer, the compost heap begins to rise.
Uh-oh. Yeah, swamp monster.
Oh.
The creature appears not to have noticed you yet, but if you want to proceed, you're going to have to get through it or around it, past it somehow.
Oh, I want to
Does
make
swamp
it my
monsters
friend.
want anything?